Today, this is the original course design. This is the course that is out on, that is played right today. That site, the cross-section, again, it's over in this area, which I'll show you in a moment. This is the original plan coming in hole number 7. And I mention hole number 7 because we've worked with the golf course group running the facility here, as well as the men and women's golf clubs. And we've tried to address their issues with respect to redesigning this course so that, one, it's a better course, it'll attract better play, more tournament play, and trying to get that facility functioning financially so it becomes a more integral part of the community as a whole. So this is the original. The next one, you can go to the next one. Oh, that's the proposed. I'm sorry, thank you. I didn't see you switch it. This is the proposed. Hole number 7, which is here, is gone. That hole goes away. And what happens, and for those of you who play golf, you're probably very happy it does go away. But that hole will go away, and in its place, we're going to be redesigning the 7th and 8th. We're going to be also redesigning coming down into this area to increase to a par 4 versus a 3. We're going to be extending the tee box on this to make it a par 5 versus just a par 4. So we will maintain, for those of you that are golfers, we're going to be maintaining that 72 par number, which is important to do if you're going to attract tournaments and things of that nature into the area. We're also hoping that the new homes that are going in, there'll be some actual interest from those folks to join the club and become more of a viable member, more of a participating membership in doing this. Let me grab a quick drink of water here. So that gives you an idea of the new layout. It's not dramatically different except for the 7th hole. 7th hole goes away. And in its place, a new street comes in this area with lots that will actually take advantage of the view. They're below the homes that are up here, but they take advantage of the view across Airline Highway.
It's coming.
Perfect. This gives you, now here's the overall site plan. And this, as we call this is basically our settlement agreement master plan because it has driven the design that we have done in this area. That cross section that I referred you to is across in that area. That's where that cross section came from. But this shows you where the homes are. These homes are coded by color as to phase. Phase 1 is kind of this deeper pink color, which is up in this area. 190 homes that are shown in here. Phase 2, up in the area up between Donald and Marks Drive area. Phase 3, which is this kind of, it's actually supposed to be more of the yellowish color up there, not this area over here. It's in here. That's phase 3. Phase 4, which is the purple area, which is along here, that goes off of Sunny's Way, down in this area. Phase 5, that is this area up in here, or that's phase 3, I apologize, phase 3 right up here. And then phase 5 is going up in that area. And then this is phase 6, which is the furthest area over in this area. The ponds, the old sewer and storm drainage ponds, which are over there that you may all be familiar with. And this goes off of over in this area. This is where Sunny's Way is. And then this is the South Ridgemark Drive. The gatehouse is right in here, the south gatehouse, to give you an idea of the location. Again, this plan was taken out. This takes out the 7th hole, recreates golf holes here. It brings the golf holes over in here for 9, 10's here, 11 now comes here, 12 back here, 13, 14, and now you're not having that long drive where you end a hole and you drive way around to try to find the next golf hole. We've gotten rid of that, so it's a much more concise, more of a links type course coming through. This, we attempted to just take the area and blow it up, so it was just easier to see. So people, if you needed to see a certain area, where that area would be. This is the center area. To give you an idea, the clubhouse is right over here. This is the expansion area for the hotel that's intended. Ridgemark Drive coming through here. This is right across through here, starts the old hole number 7, is up in that area. Up in that area where it's pink, that's the sheds, storage sheds, and the storage material for the commercial, or for the golf course area where the maintenance shop is, etc. And then this goes down, shows you where additional holes. This is a storm drainage area, which is the lake out there that will be improved and widened and made a little bit larger. Those of you who play golf probably are not happy about that, knowing how that first shot goes, but that's where we're going to be doing that in that area. This is the furthest western coming in on Ridgemark Drive. Right up here is Highway 25, and the existing clubhouse area is right here. First hole right here, storm drainage. This is that 20,000 square foot commercial project coming down. This is Donald Drive right here, Marks Drive right here, coming all the way around, looping. And then this is where the cross section was taken, right across here. And in this area is where we are looking at, the part of the requirement is to put in a park site, and a larger park site. We're looking at a 4-acre park site in there that will be improved. There'll be a tot lot in there, and then some turf areas, picnic areas, that kind of a facility in here. This area will be part of a maintained open space buffer type area. It's going to be planted, weeds will be controlled, taken care of. It's more of a passive open space area, and there'll be trail systems. One of the things that we were required, I think as most of you all knew the last time we were here, there was a question with respect to the amount of distance for fire protection in that area. How long was that cul-de-sac? Well, we met with the fire marshal, with the folks at the fire department, and they came up with the solution, which is we need to do an emergency access road that comes out in this area. So you have one access here and one access over here. That's a requirement. This will be a gated road. It will not be allowed, people won't be able to drive on it, but you'll be able to ride a bicycle, you'll be able to walk on it, you'll be able to pull a wagon on it, something of that nature, but it's not going to be, unless there's an emergency, it will not have auto traffic in any way on there. If there's an emergency, the guardhouse area has the access to open this. Fire department has the ability to open it. Plus also they have the ability to what's called a crash gate. They just push it over and off they go. So, but for people to drive it, no, they will not be allowed to drive that road area.
What about golf carts?
Golf carts could be up on that road area. This is the final phase, which is way over on the eastern edge, coming down this area. This is where the ponds are today, and this is the proposal to come back in here. This is another access in here, emergency access. Again, had to go through the fire marshal, and they've signed off approving those access points to come through. So we've done that, and still in all of these cases, we've been required to do the 50-foot setback, so that there is always a minimum from property line to property line 50, from house to house it would be 90 feet. So that you're aware, that's the setback we looked at trying to do in this process as we went along. This gives you a concept of the kind of homes. This is just a pictorial representation. I don't mean to imply this is exactly the kind of house that will go there, but this is when you look at a 10,000 square foot lot, you look at homes that could be put in there. This is what it will look like. This gives you an idea of the commercial area that would be up, residential on the old driving range, and these are other areas that would be throughout the project. So the intent would be to have a situation where the homes blend in, fit in, upgrade, so that in no way do we deter from the value. Hopefully we're going to be increasing and benefiting the value of the homes that are out there. And moving forward, this is what you will see on your ballot. This is the ballot motion that'll come out that we've submitted to your association for them to review to put on the ballot. And it really talks about what I've told you this evening, the plan that we have going forward. And the major points in here are, no more than 190 single-family homes, all of them 10,000 square feet. Construction of the gatehouse, the guardhouse, also the south guardhouse, both of those. To improve the Ridgemark Drive, the 4 lanes, to try to start getting that to be a more easily accessible drive in and out during high peak volume time periods. Also to design and develop that 4-acre park site that you saw that we looked at, that was between Marsh Drive and Donald Drive, over in that area. Then also to have a master plan for street tree planting, drought tolerant natural planting, so that we don't run into a problem. We plant a bunch of nice trees and then they die all of a sudden, which doesn't help anyone. So we'll be having a landscape architect come and doing all of that work for us and designing that to create a proper landscape program. We're going to take that trail system, as you mentioned, golf carts. We're going to have a system throughout the whole area that will be working with the golf course folks, with the association, to create a whole pathway system. It's pretty much there with a lot of the cart paths that are out there, but we are going to have to be creating some new ones in some of the abandoned holes and some of the areas where new homes are being proposed. So we'll be doing that as part of it. We're going to be doing the commercial, and that commercial is the 20,000 square footer that we now have approval for. So that'll be starting hopefully, earliest would be fall, most likely spring of next year is when that will be started in the process. Improving the golf course, that holes 7, 8, and 9, and then keeping Joe's Lane, as I pointed out to you, redesigning it so that we can make it a safe access travel. So those are the elements that we're trying to incorporate in that. So what we would like to do is, you've seen this presentation a number of times and you've heard me talk. Oh, okay, sounds great. Well then this evening, hopefully then some of you have seen it for the first time, and if you have questions on this, what we want to do is, the last time we've done these, we've had questions from abroad of the whole group, and it's been difficult to monitor and go back and forth. So what we want to do is make it a little more individual in the sense that we'll have our project team on the side, all of us. We want you to come up, ask any question you want. If we're not able to answer that question there, we'll ask you just to give us a contact. We'll get an answer for you, prepare that, and send it back to you. We want to make sure that we can address all of the issues possible that you're going to have this evening. So, Dan, I'm not sure where Dan went to.